Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. In between the episodes I made sure to secure our perimeters a little bit more. The pollution here is getting worse and worse and I just have to make sure that my artillery range always exceeds the fog. So the next station I will have to implement is going to be somewhere here and then another one right there. But right now I've already done some of them, and in today's episode I would like to start cleaning up a few things so that we can start to see the pattern of the Megabase. Now, as you can see, I fixed the train issues, and this is now the first time I figured a four-way, four-lane intersection is going to be necessary in order to increase the throughput here. So I spent about 3 hours creating something like this, and then in the end I downloaded something from the internet. So this seems to be a really good intersection. I'm gonna make sure to also include that in the Rails blueprint. But yeah, essentially I needed 4 lanes to be able to queue the trains a little bit better. So they have multiple possibilities to go in all directions, and they can queue up here if there is a large quantity of trains coming through. And of course, 2 trains have the possibility to go in either direction, and there are just many ways the trains can cross each other. So that was a crucial part right here, and we're probably gonna implement this also on the other side, because eventually we're gonna have mega modules on these sides and we want to have this all regulated with the trains. Something else, unfortunately, I had to change within the mega module, but I will also be updating that, is increase the throughput here of the copper. So I borrowed a little bit of copper here towards the bottom. We were not producing enough copper cables, which throughout the entire chain resulted in fewer science packs. So the white science packs here, I was actually lacking, not producing enough of the control units here, and the origin of not producing enough of these was the copper cables, which I now improved by improving the throughput. So I implemented this in either module, and if we check the science now, the consumption here, it's around 630-ish. The past minute also close to 700, but it is now raising a little bit. The past hour I've been consuming 732 packs on average per minute. So it's not quite at the 900 mark, but we are now slowly improving it. I will have to find what is actually the cause of not consuming 900. And we can see, for instance, right here, sometimes it stops. So let me actually analyze this. Yeah, right now we're not producing enough of the purple packs, not enough of these guys. And that is because flying robot frames are missing. Why were they missing? Maybe I was lacking a material? No. It's kind of hard to figure out, but sometimes I still have hiccups in the production chain. Ah, look at this. So green circuits were missing here because... that is actually looking good. Ah, I see. Look at that. Oh man, I'm so stupid. I added that in the debugging phase of actually building the module, but I never implemented it. So we just found our culprit. Oh man, will you look at this? All I was missing is an inserter here, and now I will have enough electronic circuits. How could I miss that? This will improve our throughput dramatically. Like, we should be going over the 800 signs per minute mark now. So same thing right here, an inserter, and we should have the electronic circuits necessary. I was so confused because I did already a lot of debugging in the test world, but now hopefully finally we got rid of the problem. I also hooked up a whole bunch of extra iron resources so we can supplement all of these guys, and right now it does look good. Also, for the most part, we always have purple stations, which is good except for petroleum. It seems as though petroleum is a little bit of a bottleneck, just a tiny one, but yeah, we can see it is not really full. And the way we're getting petroleum is by having enough heavy oil, having enough light oil, and of course just enough normal oil. The crude oil doesn't seem to be the issue, and these guys are running non-stop, right? So it seems as though we could add up to 2 more of these oil refineries, but you know, we would be going over the city block. I don't think that would bother me in particular, but eventually we still need more stations, right? Alright, let's get things started here. I'm gonna take away all the miners. This vein is not gonna be utilized anymore. And I'm actually also gonna take away the stop here. That was just for 1 train. So I think what I'm gonna do is just blow up the train so I don't have to deal with the copper, and then we take everything apart. And then we just blow up the train like so. And now we can pick it all up without clogging up our inventory. I'm also gonna remove this ore spot right here. As mentioned, we just cannot take advantage of all the spots. But yeah, let's maybe also first get rid of the miners here. Deliver the rest of the ore that we still collected. Give me all of that back. I just love how quick my robots are by now. Just look at that. Phenomenal. Okay, looks like we can send this guy on its merry way. And then I'm already gonna take apart one train. That means we only need one more. Blow up these storage chests so I don't have to take care of them. Thank you. And take this station out. And as a matter of fact, all of this can go now. We want to replace this with nice solar panels. Very nice. Now it is solar array time. We're gonna fill all of these up right here. Let me think. Yeah, this I can fill up. Though maybe I want to make more oil stations. What about that? I mean, I would be needing more of these modules eventually. Oh, looks like we have a little bit of a conflict here. Let's see how our machine is doing. Is there a laser missing? No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, these attacks are fairly easy to take care of. Yeah, you know what? I think I might have to leave these spaces free. Can I undo that? However, right here, this can be a solar array. And then all of these need to be solar arrays, but we will be removing the overlapping panels. Also, before I forget, let's just remove nature in this vicinity. Nature had its chance. Mining productivity 26. Not bad. We're gonna go for 27 right away. I think I'm just gonna continue this to 30. And wherever I feel like we have something finished, I'm gonna remove the power poles and add a solar filler. Something like this. Just keep this all nice and filled up. It is time for a little refill, but mostly we need to empty our logistics trash. I think I'm gonna set up some more of these guys, maybe even destroy them. So we definitely have enough space to get rid of that wood. Yeah, look at that. It's just they're going nuts right now. Okay, things are slowly coming together. I started to make this really nifty. So eventually all of the gaps are going to be filled up with solar panels, a nice structure. Oh, I just noticed this guy now doesn't have any more power. Yeah, of course, we do want the radars to have power. So I will have to at least make a connection somewhere here, I think. So now maybe before we do anything else, let's guesstimate how complicated it would be to implement this on the other side. Let me just copy it all the way to here. We'll see. Once we make a blueprint, we can decide a little bit better what we want to include. But this would have to go somewhere here, namely exactly there, in order to have it on the same spot. So that would be an additional nuclear reactor and all the infrastructure we require for the liquids. Honestly, this might be a really good way to implement this, but I have the urge to also clean up this part here somehow. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're not dependent on these ore veins anymore. We can just override them. It's just a pity that they are gonna remain there forever. Maybe I'm gonna take myself the liberty to cheat them out. So once we are done with an ore patch, I'm just gonna delete it. Let me know what you think about that. If it doesn't bother you, it's not bothering me either. So I would say we're gonna try to implement this right away. Everything here can be removed, and then I'm gonna remove these two stations here so we can actually lead the rails straight through. Or wait, no, we don't really have to do that right now. We can just copy over the station here. Let's go ahead and make a blueprint out of all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna copy it over up to this point, I think, and then I will have to remove a whole bunch of things. Wow, solar panels, for instance, and then of course everything concerning the crafting hub will also have to go. Honestly, it might be easier to just go ahead and implement this. Let me just give this a symbol and a name. Liquid Crafting Hub. Gonna create that blueprint, and then, well, we'll figure out something later. And then I'm gonna paste it already once, even though not everything can be pasted. Yeah, this will be fairly complicated, but once I got it here and fixed the stuff that I don't want to see, we should be good. Like, for instance, the crafting hub, we're just gonna remove all of that before it is even built. Yeah, the way the trains have to go right now is not optimal. We would have to move this over considerably, not convenient right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is just reroute this slightly so it goes a little bit further over, and then we join up with the rail we already have. Yeah, this is kind of an indication that I misplaced the module. Oh no, I completely misplaced it. It's not even supposed to go there. It's supposed to be all the way over here. Oh my gosh, can I undo stuff until this didn't happen? Hopefully I have enough undo steps. No, I don't have enough undo steps. Yeah, I went through all of my undo steps. I think at this point it might be wiser to search for a autosave. like this was 2 minutes ago, but it is a little bit earlier. I have another one 5 minutes earlier. That probably means I did not do something I did do. Yeah, actually, we might be doing much better with this. So the problem was that I have solar arrays right here. And of course, this should not be. So I'm gonna remove everything from here as well. And that should give us the space to place this module. So now instead of blueprinting it, I'm just gonna copy it over. And then we can see it would fit right in here. Yes, let me try to place that now. Okay, nice. That now makes much more sense. And I'm just going to start building this. We can see that we have to remove some of the walls here. And now we're building all of the liquid stations, though I want to make sure that the trains cannot actually enter just yet. So let's just take away the access point there. And then we build all of this. And now this is coming together. I just have to make the flooring for this module as well. And then get all the solar panels placed around. And now that we cleaned up around the site a little bit, I'm just gonna paste it in one more time. So we should be able to paste in more stuff that we've been missing before. For instance, we now got all of these tracks that we can build. How did you manage to... of course, now that I rebuilt it, it got rebuilt. Well, that makes an awful lot of sense. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm fairly happy with the outcome. Let's add some more solar fillers here. And I will probably also do something here to finish this off. So there's just a little gap here. And then we have something symmetrical going on here. Of course, these solar panels will be removed. And another one of these smelting modules will be finding its way down here. And then I also would like to see these guys removed. Yeah. I think we're just gonna sacrifice them in order to be able to get the building space. Okay, it is now a little bit later, and as you can see, slowly but surely we are getting somewhere. I'm just trying to fill all the gaps now with the respective solar panels. I also made a background for the steel smelting site. And by background, I of course mean the flooring, and I also am about to make the flooring for this one. I still cut this one off, but I think we're ready to introduce the trains. If we have a look at the production, everything necessary for the production has been built, and then also the tanks are already full. How wonderful. So I think I'm gonna make my way up here, try to build the rest of the flooring that I still can, and then we are gonna hook this up and introduce a whole bunch of trains. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 new trains are gonna be introduced into the system, but of course not all of them are gonna be utilized yet because we don't have enough mega modules. But there we go, my robots can go to town now, trying to finish the square. Gonna hook up the rail, as I said, which then probably means some of the trains are gonna be going in here, which is fine because we are already supplying all the stuff that we require. However, it's still time to introduce the train. We're gonna need 4 new water trains. Let's get started with those. Got my water trains right here. That's 1, 2. And they can already go do their thing. And I'm gonna add another 2 right away. Let me wait for this one to actually leave. And just like that, we have our 4 new completed water trains. Good. What is the next one? That's going to be the sulfur. So I'm going to go for my sulfur blueprint, and we're going to add 2 more of these trains as well. I really like this. I heard some of you even have more elaborate systems, but right now I'm pretty happy with this one. Next up, 2 lubricants, then 2 light oil and 2 petroleum trains. I'm going to be right back once I introduce those into the system. Right, I think we're already done with this, and the trains are now slowly queuing up. Yeah, this should definitely help. And we're gonna have the same thing mirrored on the other side, just like we have here at the bottom, but I decided to actually wait and mine some more of this precious ore. By the way, right now we are at around 775 science packs per minute. So almost the 800 I figured. I'm pretty happy with this, but it still means that at some point we do get hiccups, which is not what I would like to see. Yeah, probably mostly with these guys. Yeah, there is a little gap here. So the yellow science packs mostly seem to be the issue. So I will be doing some debugging in order to figure that out. But right now what I would like to see is this intersection part a little bit cleaned up. Maybe one thing I would like to see is this mirrored on the other side, so we actually have it the same distance here. Yeah, this might be an issue because we have many trains coming this way. So I think I'm gonna first eyeball it a little bit and then just check with what I just copied. So I'm gonna remove some of this stuff and then bring this rail all the way forward. Good. Now I should be able to paste in the rest and everything should work, and we can get rid of these guys. Okay, I think I got this intersection more or less cleaned up. it would be great to just be able to copy this over, but of course it's not really possible with the signaling. So I think what I have to get started with is just one city block here, and then we're gonna try to paste this in here into the correct location, but we first have to kind of remove everything. Maybe I first get started with removing the solar panels. That might be a really good start. Yeah, just get this all out of the way. Make Swiss cheese. Next up, we're temporarily gonna hold the trains from all directions. So please stop coming in. That would be great. Thank you. And then I'm gonna remove this intersection. Just enough so that we can place the other intersection that we had. Now, let me see. Need to get this into the correct spot, which would be here, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. And that will be my new intersection that we can hook up right away so they can keep coming in the trains. Good. Next up, I think we just have to eyeball things. I mean, we are going down here and down there, going over here, and I think we can just recreate this here on the other side. So this guy here will be going straight through, and then at some point it will be coming up and over. Oh, actually, wait, we have to do it completely differently because the incoming trains are coming from the lower side. So I think the first opportunity would be to come in here from this rail, and this guy would then join up with this guy. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere right now. The trains coming into this lane, they can join up with the upper portion, and then the trains going straight, they can bypass this way, right? Yeah, the trains coming from here, they can actually go all the way up like so. But at this point, they can also decide to just go straight or choose the upper route. Okay, that seems to be fine. Just the signaling portion we need to fix. Okay, this looks about right. Just making sure they can also queue up. And yeah, this is totally different than the one on the other side. But of course, it makes sense that it is different because on which side the trains actually drive. Anyway, let's go back with our blueprints here. Where was it? Come on, this one here. I could use that to measure how far I actually want to take the tracks there and where to bring them together. And I want to do the same thing here on the other side. So we're gonna remove all the solar panel stuff, get that copy in again and paste it at this spot right there. Very nice. That wasn't too bad at all. I'm actually also gonna do this side, but then yeah, we're good. Okay, I have to say, this is pretty nice. How is the fog doing? This is not good. Yeah, I might have to go for some pushes in some edges. We'll see about that. Today, it was all about cleaning up the base a little bit and making clear how the pattern is actually going to work. So we're going to have iron and copper and steel right there. There's more copper, there will be more iron. There's iron, there will be more copper. We then have oil station here. There's going to be 2 more oil stations. Well, we already have the 3rd one. We could then keep going here at the bottom, and the idea is to just tile this up all the way with the mega modules on either side. So there are gonna be mega modules all over the place on the sides, and then the smelting and processing stuff in the center. And this way, hopefully we can just keep going until, well, the game breaks, basically. I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. I might be setting up some more solar panels, maybe filling in the gaps. I'm also gonna remove all the flooring here. I don't really want that there for the solar panels. It's not necessary, just wasteful. But yeah, how do you like the base so far? I'm pretty happy, I have to say. And with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.